Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I always am. After everything I have done for you, I have sacrificed so much. Do any of those phrases send a little chill down your spine? They sound so familiar, don't they? They are the calling card of a very specific kind of person. Someone we'll call the fake martyr. For them, sacrifice isn't a gift, it's a weapon, and their quiet suffering is a strategy to keep you in a state of unspoken debt. But this isn't about real selflessness. True sacrifice is beautiful because it's given freely, with no strings attached. This is something else entirely. This is a transaction where their good deeds are just a down payment on your future obedience. It's a pattern that creates this suffocating little world where your needs feel selfish, your boundaries feel like an attack, and their unhappiness is somehow always your fault. It's a lonely and confusing place to be. You are made to feel guilty just for existing, while they are praised for their endless self-denial. This isn't love, it's a quiet, draining form of control. Today we are going to gently pull back the curtain and look at the 5 core tactics they use, because seeing the pattern is the first step to finally breaking free. The first tactic is the most powerful because it's invisible: the unspoken demand. This is where the fake martyr performs these huge unsolicited acts of sacrifice. They might stay up all night to help a coworker who never asked for it, or spend their last dime on a gift you specifically said you didn't want. On the surface, it looks incredibly selfless. But there's a hidden price. The goal was never just to help you. It was to create a debt that you cannot possibly repay. Think about a mother who insists on deep cleaning her adult son's apartment every single weekend. He asks her to stop, telling her he's fine, but she just says, "I'm only trying to make your life easier." It feels smothering. Then a few weeks later, he wants to go on a trip with his friends. Suddenly, he hears, "After I have spent all my weekends helping you, I guess my sacrifice meant nothing." The help was never a gift, it was an investment. They don't just tell you what they need, because that would make them feel vulnerable. Instead, they use these grand gestures to make you feel so indebted that you turn into a mind reader, constantly trying to guess their needs just to avoid that crashing wave of disapproval. Their generosity is a leash, and your gratitude becomes the handle they use to pull it. The fake martyr has a flawless memory, but only for their own good deeds. They keep this invisible running tally of every favor, every sacrifice, every tiny moment of hardship they have ever shouldered for you. This is the martyr's ledger, and they are always ready to read an item from it the second you step out of line. Have you ever been in a relationship where your partner constantly says things like, "Remember when I supported you through that career change? Remember when I worked at extra jobs so you could follow your dream?" They aren't brought up as memories of being a team. They are brandished like a receipt to prove your current ingratitude. Anytime you try to voice a need of your own, you are met with this itemized list of their suffering. The goal here is to win every argument before it even starts. By positioning themselves as the constant giver and you as the constant taker, they make your own needs seem completely invalid. How can you ask for anything when you have already been given everything? How can you complain when they have already sacrificed so much? This isn't about solving a problem together. It's about making sure they always have the moral high ground, leaving you no room to stand. Here is a hard truth. For the fake martyr, pain has no value unless there is an audience. Their suffering needs a stage. This is the public performance of suffering. And it's a brilliant strategy to isolate you and paint you as the bad guy. They are absolute masters of the dramatic sign, the very slump of the shoulders, the single bravely held back tear. Imagine, you are at a family dinner. Your partner, who has been sighing dramatically all day, is asked if they are alright. They say, "Oh, I'm fine, just exhausted. I was up all night helping Chris with something for work." But that's what you do for family, right? And just like that, every eye in the room swells to you. You are the reason this poor, sainted person is so worn out. Without ever saying it directly, they have made themselves the victim and you the villain. They do this to get sympathy from others and build an army of allies. It's a way of pulling a third person into your dynamic to make you feel like you are the crazy one. Outsiders only see the performance. They don't see the control of happening behind the scenes. And it leaves you feeling utterly alone, because how you can defend yourself? You'd look like you are attacking a saint. If this feels familiar, please consider sharing your story in the comments. Reading through each other's experiences can be such a powerful reminder that you aren't imagining things and you are not alone. With a fake martyr, no gift is just a gift. Every favor, every present, every act of kindness comes with invisible strings. This is the gilt-edged gift. Outwardly, their generosity can feel amazing, even overwhelming, but it's actually a strategic move to make you feel obligated. It works because it preys on our natural fear of seeming ungrateful. Think of that friend who always insists on paying for dinner or buy you lavish things you didn't ask for. It feels really nice at first, but the moment you can't do them a favor or you set a boundary they dislike, the ledger comes out. After everything I do for you, you can't do this one thing for me? The gift was never really a gift. It was a down payment on your future compliance. True generosity wants nothing in return. Manipulative generosity always has a hidden expectation. The goal is to make you feel so indebted that saying no feels like an act of deep betrayal. You stop being a friend or a partner and you become a long-term investment that they expect to be able to cash in whenever they want. This final tactic is a passive-aggressive work of art, the weaponization of helplessness. The fake martyr doesn't just pretend they can't do something. They frame themselves as too wounded, too fragile, or too emotionally exhausted to possibly handle responsibility. Their pain becomes a shield that protects them from accountability. Think of a roommate who never ever cleans the kitchen. When you finally bring it up, they don't say, "I'll get to it." They say, "I know, I'm so sorry, I'm just a mess. I have been so overwhelmed and anxious lately. I can barely get out of bed." Now, what do? If you insist they clean, you feel like you are kicking them when they are down. You are the heartless one. So you end up cleaning the kitchen yourself again. Your resentment quietly builds, and they have successfully dodged their responsibility one more time. By playing the helpless victim, they force other people to become their caretakers. It's an incredibly powerful way to control a situation without ever seeming like the one in control. Their fragility is their power, and they use it to make you feel responsible, not just for the chores they avoid, but for their emotional state itself. It's the direct path to burnout. Seeing these tactics is the first half of the battle. But how do you actually break free? It all starts with a quiet shift in your own perspective and actions. Here are 3 ways to start taking your power back. First, name the game gently. This kind of manipulation only works in the dark, in the world of unspoken agreements. The best thing you can do is switch on a light, but you have to do it gently. When they do something that feels like a grand sacrifice, instead of just sitting with resentment, you can express gently concern. Try saying, "That is so incredibly generous of you. It seems like you are taking on so much, and I'm a little worried about you." This does 2 things at once. First, it gives them the acknowledgement they are desperate for. But second, it frames the sacrifice as their choice, not your debt. You are not accusing them of anything. You are simply showing concern for their well-being, which subtly diffuses the guilt they are trying to hand you. Second, reframe sacrifice as a choice. The fake martyr needs you to believe that their sacrifices are mandatory, forced upon them by your needs. Your job is to internally, and sometimes out loud, reframe their actions as what they are: choices. A sacrifice they made is not a bill you owe. It was their choice. You can feel grateful for their choice without accepting the chains they are trying to attach to it. So when they pull out the ledger and say, "After all I have done for you," you can respond calmly with, "I have always been so grateful for the choices you made to support me. That was a really generous choice on your part." That little phrase, "choices you made," is everything. It gently hands the responsibility back to them. You are not dismissing what they did, you are simply refusing to be imprisoned by it. Third, set and hold need-based boundaries. The entire strategy of the fake martyr is designed to make you believe that your own needs are selfish. The most powerful antidote is to be stating your needs clearly, calmly, and without apologizing for them. This isn't about becoming aggressive, it's about becoming assertive. Instead of trying to navigate their emotional minefield, you can just state your own reality. I need some quiet time to myself this weekend. I need us to find a way to share the chores more evenly. I need you to tell me directly when you are upset with me. They will almost certainly react by playing the victim. You'll hear, I guess my needs just don't matter, or I'm sorry for being such a burden. Do not take the bait. Don't get pulled into a debate over whose suffering is greater. You can simply hold your ground and say, your needs are important, and my needs are important too. I'm not willing to sacrifice my own needs anymore. This is how you break the cycle. You are refusing to play the game where their needs are sacred and yours are forbidden. Real sacrifice is one of the most beautiful expressions of love. It's a gift given from the heart. Manipulative sacrifice is a cage built with bars of guilt and obligation, and they try to convince you that you are the one holding the key. You are not. They are. And you can simply walk out. Recognizing the unspoken demand, the martyr's ledger, the public performance of suffering, and the weaponization of helplessness are how you find the door. By naming the game, reframing their actions, you start to dismantle the prison they have built around you. You are not crazy for feeling exhausted. You are not ungrateful for having needs. And you are not responsible for anyone's happiness but your own. Your freedom begins the moment you stop paying a debt you never signed up for. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. Let's continue this journey of understanding these dynamics and reclaiming our peace together. Until the next time, see you.